What's up, guys? Baby Buffalo here with a brand new Angry Chicken Cold Bear Torment 6 build. If you're tired of running around with a Carnival, a Mask of Jerem, doing greater rip 55s, then this is the build for you. Alright, let's get to the gear. You start off with an OP Ingeom. Okay, that's basically what carries the build. It makes your Angry Chicken off cooldown pretty much every single time. 10 seconds is well, not a must, okay? It's highly recommended. A high damage Ingeom is cool too. Ancient, yeah, sure, why not? More damage is always great, so let's move on. I put on recently these Firewalkers because, hey, more damage while you're just running around is just so good. These aren't even that good. I mean, look at this, 382% weapon damage per second. That's not bad, okay? Zombie Charger, 11%, who cares, blah blah blah, 14 ints, it's a POS, but you know what, let's just keep moving. Alright, we got ourselves a thing of the Deep. It's got decent damage, decent stats, the crit isn't that great, but we did roll 15% haunt, and I'll be going into that later, which is fantastic for this build, especially for single target damage. Alright, the main thing that you want for this build is at least 2-piece Jade and a Quetzalcoatl. That's going to be your let's see, single target burst damage. As you saw earlier, I did like a 1.3 billion on the Bone Warlock, which was a pretty high crit if you think about it, with Haunt. I mean, dude. Anyway, moving on. This Quetzalcoatl doesn't even have a socket. I just got like the first one I rolled, and I rolled 6 crit. That's kind of important for that, you know, high damage on dot. Really nice 2-piece Jade. This is like a terrible chest. You know, the gear is not that great. You definitely want 3 sockets for the intelligence. I re-rolled like life regen into haunt damage, which is also great. Here I have you know, average Jade pants. Also 2 sockets, very important. Pickup radius is nice. Corpse spiders is also great. Okay, moving on, we got ourselves some Ancient Frostburns. I would have liked to have crit and crit damage, but you can't always get what you want, Kappa and whatnot. So 44% chance to freeze, you know, that's great. I mean, you can freeze, why not? It's better to just run these instead of like running another piece of Jade or like whatever else kind of gloves you want. Next piece, we got Deathwatch Mantle, also great for running in and bursting. It rolled Haunt, so that's cool. I mean, I'm not going to re-roll it, I just don't care enough. 26% is kind of low. I mean, it goes to 35, which is probably what you want to aim for, but, you know, whatever. Who cares? Let's just use whatever we can get. I also have a Tal Rashes here. LOL, POS. No, it's not bad. It's 1071, not too shabby here. What you really want is a Hellfire Amulet, and we'll go into that in later detail. Right now you want a socket because you will be using legendary gems. Bracers, you're going to be using Strong Arms for that knockback. From the Angry Chicken you proc 30% more damage, then you Soul Harvest and Bears at the same time. It's like sick combo, run in, boom, 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 and then if anything's still alive, you know, whatever. Basically, to proc the Focus and the Restraint, these are our next pieces. Focus and Restraint, this is a pretty decent ancient one. 634, not too shabby, almost max intelligence. Socket, important. This one is not that great. I would have rather rolled 6 crit and like some crit damage. That would have been a lot better, but you know, it rolled decent, it's not too shabby. So, very important, 50% on generators and 50% on spenders. So you get 50% damage here and here. You toss in a spider jar. I like the spider jar because they leap like past your screen, and that's amazing. They do some decent damage. I'm not gonna sit there and like shoot like a dart and, you know, wait around or whatever. Hopefully it hits it. Nah, man, I just throw a jar of spiders and they go whatever, go do their own thing. And then like when I run in, I just blow everything up with cold bears. That damage is terrible if you think about it. 196% weapon damage is cold. That is just terrible. If they buffed this to like 350 or something, I'd be like way more you know, nipple rubbing good, but you know, you can't always get what you want. Alright, so third thing, belt. This is an Ancient Chrome's buff belt. Kappa. Buff belt. Alright, whatever. So, you know, I just rolled defensive stats. The only reason why I'm using it is because of 25% run speed. Really nice if there's nothing nearby. Okay, you want run speed, you want to keep moving as fast as you can. If I had Warzekians, that would be great too, but I have Strong Arms, so, you know, just using what I have. I would also not I would consider running Wrath of Lightning, or what is it, Wreath of Lightning? Whatever. The thing with the shiny little sparks that makes you run faster at 25 level. So legendary gems will be using Bane of the Trapped to proc that, you know, from Strong Arms, from Haunt, from like anything really. And Bane of the Powerful for that 20% increased damage after killing an elite pack. Also increased 15% damage against elites. Really nice. I'm using Gem of Inefficacious Toxin. Whatever, the Toxin Gem, okay? So that thing's like 4k weapon damage over 10 seconds, basically 400% ticks, and 10% increased damage from all sources. This becomes pretty significant once you got 5 stacks of Gruesome Feast. And, I mean, just like crazy amount of damage. Like you don't even have to stop and worry because of the damage you already did. This puppy will whatever kill everything in the back. Alright, so main abilities and skills. Moving on, we'll be using Corpse Spiders, Leaping Spiders. This rune is very important because they leap. This, I mean, you can throw one Spider Queen every whatever seconds, but it'll only still be in that area. You want to, you don't want to see a slow Spider Queen, you know, crawling to the next mob. Nah, you want to throw and, like, whatever, make sure you're proccing your focus. You could also run Toads, Plague Toads, Rain of Toads, but, you know, I like Corpse Spiders. Whatever. So, next thing, important, Zombie Charger, Lumbering Cold Bears. Yeah, you run in, blah blah blah, AoE, cool stuff. Resentful Spirits, important for Haunt, so you can toss 2 at a time. Sometimes there's an elite pack around like a wall or something, you can't run in and blow them up, so you just toss a couple of these and you'd be critting for, like, I don't know, Focus and Restraint proc, anywhere between 700 to, I don't know, as you saw earlier, 1.3 billion. That was pretty crazy. So, considering it wasn't like a Poison Spirit or anything like that, but I don't know. That's for your single target and like little small heavy big dude group burst. So here we go. Spirit Walk, important. I mean, you almost never will run out of mana, but I'm running Honored Guest at the moment. Hex, Angry Chicken. This is your second ability. That's, well, actually your first ability, because you run in Angry Chicken, knock everything back. Soul Harvest is your next one. Vengeful Spirit, 630% weapon damage. Becomes quite significant once you have Gruesome Feast stacks and 5 stacks of Soul Harvest. So that's very important. Alright, moving on to passives. We have Pierce the Veil, 20% increased damage and a 30% increased mana cost. Then we have Gruesome Feast, very important. 10% increased maximum mana and 10% increased intelligence for 15 seconds when you pick up a health globe. This is very nice with the Thing of the Deep, which is the offhand frog, which increases your pickup radius by 20 yards. Stacks up to 5 times, so 50% increased intelligence is very, very nice. Then we have Grave Injustice, gain 1% of your max life and mana, and reduce the cooldown of all your skills by 1 second when an enemy dies within 20 yards. This is also affected by your pickup radius, so that Thing of the Deep, super juicy. Fetish Sycophants is going to be our consistent damage, basically our little pet army that runs behind us and finishes anything off, and helps us with single target damage. Okay, moving on to Paragon points. First things first, make sure you have maximum movement speed. I have 10% on my boots, so I put 15 here, and the rest is intelligence. Super, super nice. Next, we have our offensive. I put max crit damage. We don't really need cooldown reduction. I mean, we don't have any on gear, so we basically have 0 cooldown reduction. 5% isn't going to make a difference, so I went with 5.8% attack speed. Here we got life, all res, and armor, basically maximizing our toughness. Then we have resource cost reduction, life on hit, and area damage. Okay, so here are my detailed stats. I tried this with Witching Hour. I like the Chrome's buff belt better. You get a little bit more damage from the Witching Hour, but speed is king for this build. Alright guys, so that's the build. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, and here's a little more gameplay. Take care.